A hush falls, the dust settles. Before you, the ancient world shimmers, a tapestry of kingdoms, conflicts, and unwavering belief. In the heart of this world, a leader emerges, Joshua. His name whispers of courage, his actions echo with divine purpose. Chosen by God to succeed Moses, Joshua stands on the precipice of a promise, a land flowing with milk and honey, a land destined to be his people's inheritance, but not without a fight. Joshua's journey is not for the faint of heart. Join us as we delve into the heart of Joshua's epic tale, uncovering its enduring relevance in a world searching for courage, conviction, and unwavering leadership. The echoes of Joshua's footsteps reverberate through the corridors of time, reaching us even now. His story is not confined to the pages of an ancient book. It lives and breathes in the challenges we face, the decisions we make, and the legacy we choose to leave behind. Just as Joshua led his people into a promised land, we too are called to lead in our families, communities, and spheres of influence. We face our own battles, our own giants, and our own moments of doubt. Yet Joshua's story reminds us that with unwavering faith and courageous leadership, even the most formidable obstacles can be overcome. The book of Joshua is not just an account of military victories and territorial conquest. The sands of time had shifted, leaving the Israelites poised on the edge of a promise. 40 years had passed since their exodus from Egypt, 40 years of wandering in the wilderness, their hopes sustained by God's unwavering promise. Now, under Joshua's leadership, they stood on the brink of Canaan, a land flowing with milk and honey, a land God had pledged to their forefathers. But between promise and possession stood a formidable obstacle, the Canaanites. These were not scattered tribes, easily dispersed. These were fortified kingdoms, their cities like iron fists clenched against the vast desert sky. Jericho, Ai, Hazor, names that whispered of strength, of defiance, of battles hard fought and blood spilled. Fear, a silent serpent, coiled in the hearts of the Israelites. Could they, after years of nomadic wandering, truly conquer these formidable foes? Joshua, however, stood firm. The time had come to claim their inheritance, to step into the destiny God had ordained. The very air crackled with tension as the Israelites approached Jericho, its massive walls a testament to its impregnability. Centuries of defiance seemed etched into its very stones, a silent challenge to the approaching multitude. Yet amidst the apprehension, a current of anticipation ran through the ranks. This was no ordinary battle. This was a confrontation ordained by God, a testament to the power of faith over seemingly insurmountable odds. Following divine instructions, the Israelites marched around the city, their silence amplifying the rhythmic thud of their steps. For 6 days they circled, their faith growing with each rotation. The Canaanites watched from atop their ramparts, their laughter echoing in the stillness, their mockery a testament to their confidence. On the 7th day, as the sun climbed its celestial ladder, the Israelites marched 7 times around Jericho. The ram's horns blared, a primal sound that pierced the very heavens, and with a deafening roar, the walls of Jericho crumbled, collapsing inward as if struck by an invisible hand. From the plains of Jericho to the valleys of Ai, from the heights of Gibeon to the waters of Merom, Joshua led the Israelites from one victory to another. Each battle was a testament to their faith, a symphony of courage and divine intervention. At Gibeon, facing the combined might of 5 Amorite kings, Joshua uttered words that echoed through the ages. "Sun, stand still over Gibeon, and you, moon, over the valley of Ajalon." And believe it or not, the heavens obeyed. The sun halted its celestial journey, casting its fiery gaze upon the battlefield below. The moon, bathed in the sun's reflected glory, stood sentinel in the sky. The victory at Gibeon solidified Joshua's status as a leader chosen by God, a warrior who walked hand in hand with the divine. Years turned into decades, and the echoes of battle faded into the whispers of history. The land of Canaan, once a distant promise, was now their home, a testament to their courage, their faith, and the enduring faithfulness of their God. Joshua, his hair now silvered, his face etched with the wisdom of years spent walking with God, gathered the tribes for one final time. The time had come to divide the land, to distribute the inheritance God had promised. From the rolling hills of Judah to the fertile plains of Ephraim, from the coastal plains of Dan to the rugged terrain of Naphtali, each tribe received its portion. Boundary stones were erected, their presence a silent testament to the covenant God had made with his people. As Joshua addressed the assembled tribes, his words carried the weight of a life lived in obedience to God. He urged them to remain faithful, to remember the covenant they had made, and to pass on the legacy of their forefathers to generations yet to come. Joshua's leadership wasn't found solely on the battlefield, amidst the clash of swords and the roar of victory. True leadership, as Joshua embodied, stemmed from a deeper wellspring, a heart consumed by an unwavering faith in God. He understood that true authority wasn't wielded through might or dominion, but through humble obedience to a power far greater than his own. Every strategy, every command, every decision Joshua made was filtered through the lens of his relationship with God. His leadership wasn't about self-promotion or personal gain. It was an act of surrender, a testament to his unwavering belief that God was the ultimate commander. This unwavering faith infused Joshua with a strength that transcended the physical. The battles Joshua faced weren't merely physical confrontations, they were spiritual showdowns, tests of faith against the forces of doubt and despair. He understood that the true enemies were not the fortified cities or the fierce warriors that stood before him, but the insidious whispers of fear and uncertainty that could cripple a nation from within. Joshua knew that victory wouldn't be secured by superior weaponry or military tactics alone. His most potent weapon, the source of his unwavering resolve, was his unshakable faith in God's promises. He reminded the Israelites time and again that they were fighting for something far greater than themselves. They were instruments in God's divine plan. This faith wasn't a passive hope, a distant dream. It was an active force, a shield against doubt, a sword against despair. While Joshua's faith was the bedrock of his leadership, it wasn't a blind faith devoid of wisdom or strategic thinking. On the contrary, Joshua possessed a keen military mind, a gift for assessing his enemies' strengths and exploiting their weaknesses. He understood that faith wasn't a substitute for careful planning and strategic execution. The fall of Jericho, often hailed as a testament to miraculous intervention, was also a testament to Joshua's strategic brilliance. From the plains of Ai, where Joshua used a feigned retreat to lure the enemy into a deadly trap, to the waters of Merom, where he decisively routed the Canaanite chariots, Joshua's military campaigns were marked by a combination of inspired tactics and unwavering faith. He understood that true leadership required a balance of spiritual conviction and strategic acumen. Joshua's legacy wasn't carved in stone tablets or inscribed on grand monuments. It was etched into the hearts of a nation, passed down through generations as a testament to the enduring power of faith and leadership. He left behind a legacy forged not just in the heat of battle, but in the quiet moments of prayerful reflection. His story served as a beacon for future generations, a reminder that true leadership wasn't about wielding power, but about embracing service. His example inspired countless others to embrace faith as a shield and a sword, to face their own giants with courage and conviction. Joshua's life and leadership stand as an eternal testament to the transformative power of faith. The world has changed. Gone are the clashing swords and walled cities, replaced by a different kind of battleground. We face our own Jerichos, towering structures of fear, doubt and despair. The enemies are different, yet the challenge remains the same: to stand firm in our faith, to believe in the unseen, and to trust in a God who fights for us. Look around. The world clamours for our attention, bombarding us with messages of fear, division, and uncertainty. The walls of materialism, of cynicism, of spiritual apathy seem insurmountable. Yet the lessons of Joshua echo through the ages, reminding us that true strength is found not in ourselves, but in the unwavering power of faith. Life is a whirlwind. We are bombarded with information, pressured by deadlines, and pulled in countless directions. The world spins faster and faster, and it's easy to get swept away in the current of busyness and anxiety. In the midst of this chaos, Joshua's command to the sun and moon offers a powerful metaphor for our times. Stand still. We too must learn to stand still in the storm, to find moments of quiet amidst the chaos, to seek refuge in the presence of God, to draw strength from the source of all peace. It's not about becoming passive or withdrawing from the world. It's about finding our center, anchoring ourselves in the truth of God's word. When the world around us is spinning out of control, we can stand firm knowing that our God is in control. The battles we face today may not involve physical warfare, but they require no less strategy, no less forethought. We need to be as wise as serpents, as harmless as doves, discerning the times and seasons, understanding the spiritual forces at work in our world. Joshua's strategic brilliance offers a powerful model for navigating the complexities of modern life. We need to be strategic in our prayer lives, persistent in our pursuit of God, and intentional in our study of His Word. We need to surround ourselves with wise counsel, seek godly mentors, and be willing to learn from those who have gone before us. Victory in the spiritual realm requires more than good intentions. It demands a strategic plan, a commitment to growth, and a willingness to engage in the battle for our hearts and minds. We must be as intentional about our spiritual growth as we are about our careers, our relationships, our physical health. Just as Joshua studied the terrain, analyzed his enemy's tactics, and planned his attacks with precision, we too must approach our spiritual lives with intentionality, discipline, and a willingness to wage war against the enemies of our souls. The conquest of Canaan wasn't a single event. It was a process, a journey of faith that spanned generations. Similarly, our spiritual journey is not a one-time victory, but an ongoing process of transformation, of surrendering our hearts to God's refining fire, of allowing His Spirit to mold us into the image of Christ. The land we are called to conquer is not a physical territory, but the vast landscape of our own hearts. It's a lifelong journey of rooting out sin, of replacing fear with faith, of allowing God's love to transform us from the inside out. It's a conquest that requires courage, perseverance, and an unwavering belief in the God who promises to complete the good work He has begun in us. The legacy of Joshua is not confined to the pages of an ancient book. It lives and breathes in the lives of those who dare to believe, who choose faith over fear, who embrace the call to courageous leadership in their families, communities, and spheres of influence. It's a legacy that calls us to pick up the mantle of faith, to continue the conquest, and to live lives that reflect the unconquerable spirit of the God we serve. The echoes of Joshua's footsteps fade into the sands of time, yet his story still speaks, a timeless testament to the power of faith and courageous leadership. He stands as a beacon, not just for those in positions of authority, but for every individual facing their own personal Jerichos, their own internal battles against fear and doubt. Joshua's journey reminds us that true leadership is not about wielding power, but about surrendering to a higher purpose. It's about placing our trust in the God who fights for us, who empowers us to overcome obstacles that seem insurmountable. It's about leading with courage, not because we are fearless, but because we understand that perfect love casts out fear. As we navigate the complexities of our modern world, facing challenges that often seem overwhelming, let us remember the legacy of Joshua. Let us draw strength from his unwavering faith, his strategic brilliance, and his unwavering commitment to fulfilling the purpose for which he was created. Let his story ignite within us a passion to lead with courage, to stand firm in our convictions, and to leave a legacy that echoes through eternity.